Hi there. We all know the promise of AI in marketing is huge. Personalizing experiences, predicting customer needs, and optimizing campaigns at an unimaginable scale. But there's a catch. The road to AI success isn't paved with technology. It's built on foundation of clean, reliable data. Hey, my name is Chris. I'm the CEO of eBoost. We're an integrated marketing consultancy. We consulted many businesses in better utilizing the data to make their ad campaigns perform. A lot of businesses struggle with siloed, surface level marketing that moves fast but gets stuck in a growth trap. We bring diagnostic clarity to businesses. Ultimately, we want to be your growth partner you can build your business with. In this video, I'll talk about the reality of many of us marketers is that our data is a mess, right? Making any serious AI efforts a frustrating exercise. This isn't a tech problem. It's a fundamental cultural challenge. I'm going to go through how to move your team from a chaotic to a truly data driven organization, highlighting the key details learned from marktech.org. I love marktech.org. There's a lot of very insightful articles, so please check out the website. But to the first slide I want to get to here is that before we can build an AI powered marketing engines, we need to know where we stand. The four-tier data maturity model introduced by martech.org gives us a clear framework to assess our data confidence, which I totally agree. For example, the tier one, the chaotic phase. Like, this is where the data is fragmented and inconsistent. Teams don't trust the official record and rely on manual workarounds. Attempting to use AI here is like building a skyscraper on a shaking foundation, right? Again, the AI relies on good data for good output. So the whole garbage in, garbage out function thing is really important, right? So yeah, you want to make sure your data foundation is good, that it provides really good data. Tier two, inconsistent. So you started to recognize a problem and have basic rules, but they aren't consistently enforced. So reports still require manual reconciliation, and any AI you deploy will be unreliable, requiring constant human supervision. So this is a situation where you don't really trust the AI's output, even though you're probably giving somewhat of a good data, you think, but yeah, you kind of have to go back and make sure you check. It's still a good, it's still a good practice to always check, though, right? But let's talk about tier three, systematic. This is a strategic minimum for reliable AI deployment. Your governance processes are well defined, and you have single source of truth for customer identity using CDP, for example. This is the point where AI can reliably create value without constant human intervention. And tier four, finally, optimize. At this highest level, the data quality is proactive, not reactive. You have a culture of continuous data improvement, and your AI ready architecture facilitates real time personalization at scale, right? True optimized in automated fashion. Now, let's talk about the CMO's mandate, the lead data that who leads the data transformation. Like migrating up these tiers isn't passive. As a CMO, you must lead this transformation. Without your leadership, data cleanup remains a recurring, fire drill instead of like sustainable practice discipline. So a lack of organizational structure almost like always lead to turf wars, right? Between departments like marketing, sales, and IT. Um, your role is to ensure like cross-functional alignment by getting all the teams to agree on shared language, metrics, governance structures. Data quality is a foundational enterprise-wide growth asset. It's not just a marketing or IT problem. So when I worked at a startup in Silicon Valley, like it was always important to align the definition of the metrics you report on. So make sure the sales, marketing, and anybody else has the same clear definition and how it's being calculated precisely. So that there's no miscommunication or misunderstanding or revisiting the definition of it every time there's like a leadership meeting. Finally, in the last slide here, I'm going to talk about the three foundational priorities for unlocking the AI value. Um, I thought that was really interesting and good to hear this from the martech.org. But to successfully move to tier three in the prior slide, as you saw and beyond, you must focus on three non-negotiable priorities. Priority number one, like field level hygiene and taxonomy governance. Wow. Okay, this is the most fundamental step. Your team must agree on standardized field names definition. Without this consistent language, AI models can't function, and confidence across the business will erode. Right. So if you have like a Google or UTM parameters, make sure like the such naming convention naming is also applied downstream systems so that you can actually stitch that data together nicely, right? Any definition of like the traffic sources or product sold, how you categorize it, all this stuff is going to matter, especially if you're going to look at cohesively downstream. Um, Priority two, like a deterministic identity resolution. For AI to truly personalize experience, it must recognize customers as a whole people, not fragmented data points. So this is like the process of stitching together customer records from different systems, which prevents duplicate profiles, ensures relevant messages. So when you use tools like web analytics, a lot of times this really doesn't have PII information. So you might have like some quick IDs or user ID, but ultimately when you um, marry that with some CRM data, you want to be able to decipher who the user ID is or something like that, right? But either way, you need a mechanism for you to be able to identify these individuals and have a fine resolutions around that. Priority three, integration, pipelines, and real time sync. In a world where recency is relevant, a delay in data can kill a campaign, correct? We talked about that in prior video, but implementing policing low latency pipelines ensure data flows are instantaneous, allowing your AI to make decisions in the moment and be truly proactive. So the example I gave in a prior video was like, hey, when people added the cart in an e-commerce situation, that's a strong signal that they do have an intent. But you don't want to react to that data like weeks later or something. That you want to be able to make sure that hey, retarget them or do whatever needs to kind of close that deal, right? So your organization's data maturity is the single greatest predictor of your AI success. The journey from chaotic to optimized data is a strategic imperative that requires dedicated plan and executive leadership. If you're ready to stop putting out data fires and start building scalable AI ready foundation, let's talk. Visit us at ebusconsulting.com to schedule a strategy call. Thank you so much. See you again.